Hey yo, this is T.O.T. Before I get started with today's video, I just thought I would take out the time to say thank you to the thousands of people who took time out of their day to hear out what I had to say in regards to my concerns with a good part of the CN community. You definitely didn't have to, but I am truly thankful and humbled nonetheless. I appreciate every single one of you who provided some kind of feedback. Most of you were civil in the comment section, and I'm truly grateful for that. Thank you again for your time. With all that out the way, there's something that has been weighing heavy on my heart for a hot minute. The Herrscher of Thunder slander online, all of a sudden she's back in the meta. I feel a type of way about these type of comments, and in today's video, I'm gonna be addressing it because the simp in me just won't allow me to be silent anymore. You thought you saw my final simping form? Nah, you haven't seen anything yet. You all are going to put respect on the queen's name one way or another, or I'll die on this hill. I'll die on it. There is a demographic of Honkai Impact 3rd players that do not care about Memorial Arena. Their mental objective is to go in, get their clears, and get out. They don't really concern themselves too much with scores or anything along those lines. And to be honest, it's completely understandable why they would not, given the fact that it makes up such a small percentage of their weekly crystal income. If you are an Exalted player, you basically get about 110 crystals from Memorial Arena on a per week basis. Abyss, on the other hand, happens twice per week, and it's 500 crystals per session if you're able to retain Red Lotus status. So there's already a big difference there. And then if you throw in the PvE mode, Elysian Realm, you can get up to 500 crystals from that per week as well. So I understand why there's players that do not care about it. Not every character that is released by Mihoyo is going to be a character that has strong relevance in both Memorial Arena and Abyss. Let me give you two different examples so that way you'll have something to work with for better clarity. Recently in 5.7 we had the release of a character named Aponia. On the Memorial Arena side of things, she has a pretty weak coverage. The most of the time that you're going to probably see her is against SSS Husk boss, and a big part of the reason for this is because she has a slower startup in comparison to some other characters in this game that will not make her as appealing to use. However, on the Abyss side of things, as of right now, she does have pretty good coverage. She can be used against Asuka, she can be used against the side stage Black Nucleus with the range weather up. She is top scorer for Husk boss, and I believe there's two different versions of Husk boss. There's a hit count and a paralyzed version one, and then she's top scorer for Shushin. So she has pretty decent coverage on the Abyss side of things, and we'll probably be seeing her for a couple of patches at least. Let me give you an opposite example. Back in 4.3, we had an augment of Fervent Tempo that had released. Now in these days, you will almost never see this character on the Abyss side of things because a good number of players do have Elysia to use it as an option. However, you will still see Fervent Tempo get some decent usage of play against various physical bosses on the Memorial Arena side of things. The primary boss that you're going to see her pop up on is more than likely Callan. With all that being said, when I go online, I read comments more recently in regards to Herrscher of Thunder, and they're along the lines of, oh, you know, I'm so excited Herrscher of Thunder is back in the meta. I get pretty frustrated with it, and I have to take a step back. I understand for some of you, you don't care about Memorial Arena for the reasons that I provided earlier, but this is still a competitive mode. When people refer to meta and Honkai Impact 3rd, I'm naturally under the assumption from an outside POV that you're factoring in both Memorial Arena and Abyss. On the Abyss side, yes, she did become very non-existent or had very, very little presence on the Abyss side of things. With the post Mobius release, a lot of the times when we got lightning weather up, it had to do with bio enemies a lot of time, which is type counter to Herrscher of Thunder. So it makes sense, but her presence on Memorial Arena since her release has always been strong. Even post Herrscher of Flameshin release, post Mobius release, it's still been strong. Now some people will make the counter argument that, well, Mobius and Herrscher of Flameshin took all of Herrscher of Thunder's bosses. My argument on this one is that this probably has truth for some people's accounts. If somebody had a very stacked account, they probably were using Herrscher of Flameshin or Mobius. But even if somebody did have a very stacked account, there was a good chance that they were still using Herrscher of Thunder as a support for Herrscher of Flameshin. I've seen this on multiple occasions. So she's still getting usage even on these stacked accounts that were using her as a support. I'll even use myself as a personal example as an opposite. I've never had a super stacked account. During the 4.x era of patches that was coming out, there were a lot of weeks in Memorial Arena to where Herrscher of Thunder could have been used on multiple bosses. So me personally, when Herrscher of Flameshin released, I was super relieved about this because this gave me another reliable psychic DPS that I could use that took some pressure off of Herrscher of Thunder. I do do not personally pair Herrscher of Thunder and Herrscher of Flameshin together. I leave each of those in their own respective parties. The initial startup battery of Herrscher of Thunder is highly valuable in Memorial Arena, so that way you can get quick kill times. So to wrap everything up real quick, a character can still be a part of Honkai Impact 3rd's meta as long as they have competitive presence on Memorial Arena, Abyss, or in both modes. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
私は、私の選択を信じます。
With all due respect, you know I don't understand a damn thing that you're saying unless there's English subtitles. But you know what? I will try to deliver the message and I will let them know how you're feeling. And my sources, I made it up. Yeah, so that was Mai that just got off the phone with me, and she was basically saying to stop, that you better put some respect on her name, and she's gonna come and get every single one of you. She strikes like thunder. She will be at your house. Best believe this is no scam. This is 100% facts. So, Mihoyo has revealed who the 6.0 character is going to be, and I don't think this is a surprise to a whole lot of people who have been keeping up with the story content of Honkai Impact 3rd. It's not really a surprise, and I think Mihoyo has timed this very well on the reveal of this said character. One thing that I will say is that if you are interested in the upcoming Herrscher that's going to be coming out in 6.0, start grinding this particular material so that way you can at least have half decent affixes on your stigmata if you're going to be going all out on this particular character. I don't know as of right now how good Anna set or Welt set or anything like that will be. My personal speculation is that Mihoyo's not going to let us get off that easy. Whatever set that they release for her is probably going to be super good and no other set's going to compare. Beyond that, I know there's been some people in the community that have criticized the design. They say that it's too much, and they also say that, well, this Herrscher doesn't really give off badass vibes. So there's just two things that I want to clarify on my end, on my POV. I do think that the design is completely fine because this is a character that likes to be the center of attention, and also as far as this character not having that badass vibe that all the previous Herrschers have, I do think that's very fitting in line with this character's personality, because this character has always been one that's been more about being cute and pretty and not just flaunting off her power. This is a character that just knows that they're powerful. They just don't choose to flaunt it off as like the forefront of their personality. That's just my personal thoughts on that. Anyway, if you watch this or listen to all this, I just want to say thank you for your time. You be safe out there. Deuces!